How's it going, guys? My name's Shane. Welcome back to the Horror Basement. And today we're going to be talking about Lords of Salem, which is a 2013 supernatural horror film directed by Rob Zombie. Now, this movie begins with the diary of Reverend John Hawthorne, who apparently was the religious leader of the village of Salem back in the time of the Salem witch trials. And he's writing that he is very upset with the actions of Margaret Morgan, who is the leader of a coven of witches that are the titular Lords of Salem. Now, in this movie, Margaret Morgan is played by Meg Foster, and her gang of witches are all card-carrying members of the Nitty Gritty Titty Committee. That is to say, they're all naked and covered in dirt, and they are doing normal witch shit. They are dancing around, playing music, blaspheming God, and trying to summon the devil. Now, we see later in the film that all of these witches are round up and killed by Reverend Hawthorne and his gang. But not before Margaret puts a curse on all the women of Salem, and specifically Reverend Hawthorne's bloodline. Now, Margaret and Hawthorne aren't the main character of this movie. The main character, this movie actually takes place in modern times, and the main character is Heidi Hawthorne, played by Sheri Moon Zombie, of course, who is the, great granddaughter of Reverend Hawthorne. And Heidi is a former drug addict who is gotten clean and now working as a radio DJ on kind of a shock jock morning zoo style program. And the movie begins with the radio station receiving a record in an ornate wooden box from a band called the Lords of Salem. And the record just contains some spooky dirge-sounding music, which has a really profound effect on Heidi. And the rest of the movie from that point is a pretty paint-by-the-numbers supernatural drama where Heidi is increasingly controlled by the malevolent forces that are after her, and also by her landlord and her landlord's two sisters, who are basically the witches from Hocus Pocus, if they were all, upper middle class Karens. So as far as the parts I liked about the movie, I know that in my previous videos in this playlist, the Rob Zombie collection, I've given Sheri Moon Zombie some shit about her acting ability. With what she's given in this script, I think she does a very good job as the lead role, and doesn't detract from the movie at all. And overall, the movie is very well acted and very well shot. One of Rob Zombie's prettier films from a cinematography standpoint. And beyond that, there wasn't really much else I liked about the movie. It turns out that all of the haunting and supernatural shenanigans revolving around Heidi was all a plot from the Lords of Salem, Margaret and her gang, to resurrect themselves and have Heidi give birth to the Antichrist, which is just a deformed lobster-looking thing that Heidi delivers towards the end of the movie. So yes, this is another one of those give birth to the Antichrist movies, which we've never seen before. And while the first act is very subdued and kind of true to life, more so than any other of Rob Zombie's movies, after that, it devolves into just a nonsensical mess of dream sequences, nightmare scenarios, and a bunch of really edgy anti-religious symbology that it seems extremely of the time for a movie released back in 2013. Yeah, so unfortunately, I can say definitively that of Rob Zombie's movie, his movies rather, this is the one that I will definitely not be watching again. Like I said, the plot, while it's simultaneously a paint-by-the-numbers, you're giving birth to the Antichrist movie, while simultaneously being an incomprehensible mess, because it seems like Mr. Zombie had a lot of ideas for cool-looking, scary shit, but no idea how to actually work them into the plot. So most of the movie is like psychedelic trips and dream sequences, so we can get scary monsters and creepy imagery and all that. And yeah, unfortunately, I think this was Rob Zombie's attempt at making like an art house film. Because, like I said, the beginning is very, kind of subdued and cinema verite almost. But after that, Rob Zombie just can't get away from his tendency to be like schlocky and provocative for provocative sake. And while it works in many of the other movies, it doesn't really jive with the tone that was set up in the first act of the movie. Yeah, so overall, unfortunately, I would go ahead and skip this one, but that's not all we're going to hear from Rob Zombie in the last few days of October. The next two videos I'm going to do are going to be covering Rob Zombie's 2007 Halloween remake and the 2009 sequel. I'm going to have the first video, the Halloween remake, out by or on Halloween, and then the next one will be in the coming days after. So if you would like to see those, hit that subscribe button, leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Thank you.